Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Chasing the Cup. I'm your host Phil England, and in this episode I'm going to be reviewing the races from this past weekend at Dover. I'll also go over the news, and I'm going to preview this weekend's throwback races at Darlington. But first, let's take a look at the results from Dover. Chase Elliott snaps a 26 race winless streak and gets his first oval race win since his championship winning race in 2020 at Phoenix. Second was Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who had a great run. Ross Chastain finished third, Christopher Bell finished fourth, Alex Bowman finished fifth, Kyle Larson finished sixth, Kyle Busch finished seventh, Chris Buescher finished eighth, Kevin Harvick finished ninth, and Eric Jones rounds out the top 10. In my opinion, this was a pretty good race, especially with dirty air from the lap traffic that allows other cars to close in and make the pass. And we saw that all weekend with both series. And you also saw some comers and goers. And one was dominating throughout stage 1, and then for the rest of the race, he finished Big Pack in 21st, primarily because of Cody Ware, who backed into him. And plus, tire wear was a big factor in this race. As you saw, tires were cording, and that allowed the field to be jostled up, because with Goodyear's new tires, they had no idea how long a green flag run would be, and so they just waited until the tires started to cord, or blow out. And that's when crew chiefs decided to start pitting their drivers. And so overall, this was a good race. Pretty good to the Dover standard, and a lot better than it was with the Gen 6. But was it the best race of the year? No. But the attendance was great, and although the TV ratings weren't good, because one, it was on cable, and two, it was postponed to Monday, I'd say it was overall a good success. Apparently that's good enough of a success for SMI to say after the uncertainty and all the rumors flowing around throughout the week, for them to say Dover will not be going away anytime soon. So Dover fans in the Northeast, doesn't look like your track is going, but in the Southeast, I'd say Nashville is probably not the track that's looking good. So now let's take a look at the Xfinity results. Josh Berry gets his first win since Las Vegas of last year, which he was subbing for Michael Annett, who was recovering from an injury. Second was Justin Allgaier. Third was Ty Gibbs. Fourth was Noah Gragson. Fifth was Sam Marrier. AJ Allmendinger finished sixth. Brandon Jones finished seventh. Sheldon Creed finished eighth. Riley Herbst finished ninth. And Ryan Sieg rounds out the top 10. And so I'd say the Xfinity race was slightly better, but you saw basically the same thing as the Cup race. Comers and goers, and when guys got to that dirty air, the lap traffic, that allowed guys to close in and make passes. So overall, a good weekend for racing at Dover, and I'd say Dover will still be a mainstay for years to come, because why would SMI get rid of one of their most iconic tracks? Besides what they did for North Wilkesboro back in the 90s, but they're bringing that back, so why would they get rid of another iconic track? Because you got Miles the Monster, and it's the Monster Mile. So I don't know why people thought it in the first place, but I guess there was a legit reason, because the Nashville Fairgrounds, but I think probably the Super Speedway at Nashville will probably be the one that goes. So overall, good racing, but Dover's gonna stay for a while. So now let's take a look at the news. William Byron has signed a 3-year contract extension with Hendrick Motorsports, which will now last through the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. I'd say that's probably a good business decision that Rick Hendrick has made, because William Byron has basically having a breakout season, with 2 wins already, and more to come this season. And so far, the most dominant car besides his consistent teammate Chase Elliott. The NASCAR Hall of Fame class of 2023 has been announced. First, with a landmark award for outstanding contributions to NASCAR, is former NASCAR president Mike Helton. And then for the inductees, first for the Pioneer ballot is Herschel McGriff. And then for the 2 Modern Era ballots, it's Matt Kenseth, the 2003 Cup Series champion, and Kirk Chelatine, 4-time Winston Cup championship winning crew chief for Dale Earnhardt. Next is the Dover TV ratings. Fox got 944,000 viewers for Monday's postponed race, which is probably considerably down from last year. I don't know how it was in 2021, but it's up compared to 2019, which only got 798,000 viewers. But overall, ratings were way down because of the rain delay, and also being on cable did not help either, because because last year the dirt race was postponed to Monday and it still got around 3 million viewers. And that was because both it was on network TV and it was at a later start time at 3 p.m. while this race on FS1 started at noon when most people were still working. Tyler Reddick will be driving for Big Machine Racing at both Darlington this weekend and at Texas. Andy's Frozen Custard and Colleague Racing have renewed their partnership for the 2022 season for both Cup and Xfinity, beginning with the All-Star race in a few weeks. Richard Petty will be the honorary starter for the Goodyear 400. L.W. Wright, the infamous D.B. Cooper of NASCAR, has finally broken the silence after being found by the Scene Vault podcast host Rick Houston. Ray Everham will be auctioning off 30 of his personal cars from his personal collection and will be scheduled to cross the block in May of 2022, which includes a diverse mix of vintage race cars and a handful of street legal classics, and all of them will be offered with no reserve. Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez, and Eric Almirola will be running at a Goodyear tire test, which has been postponed due to inclement weather. Richard Petty, Bobby Labonte, and Bill Elliott will be joining the Fox booth for this weekend's broadcast of the Goodyear 400. Denny Hamlin has attended sensitivity training after reposting a meme on Twitter of a Family Guy meme making fun of Kyle Larson. And although Kyle Larson got the joke, a bunch of other people did not, and that pretty much forced NASCAR to give him sensitivity training. And finally, Steelhouse has expanded its partnership with Sam Hunt Racing and will sponsor John Hunter Nemechek for 3 more races. And so that's it for the news this week. Let's now preview this weekend's races at Darlington. First, for the Truck Series, it's the Dead On Tools 200. The race will be 147 laps and 200.8 miles. And the race will be at May 6th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And so for my pick, I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to go with Carson Hocevar. Hocevar has run really well at Darlington with a few finishes in the top 10. I think he'll finally break through and get his first career win at Darlington. Next for Xfinity Series is the Mahindra Roxar 200. The race will be 147 laps and 200.1 miles. And so for my pick, I'm going to go with Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson has run well at Darlington and it really suits his style. So I'm going to go with Noah Gragson and he'll win at Darlington. And finally for the Cup race, we have the Goodyear 400, which will be 293 laps and 400.2 miles. And the race will be at May 8th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's take a look at the weather. On Sunday, sunshine and clouds mixed with a high of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour with a 6% chance of rain. So there'll be a mix of sunshine and clouds, and it'll also be a little breezy. And so for my pick, I'm going to go with Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson finished second 2 times in a row, once to Martin Truex Jr. in the spring, and Denny Hamlin in the fall after wall riding to catch up to him. So I think this time he won't need to do that, and I think he'll just be out front and he'll win this weekend at Darlington. And so that's it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe for more. And if you're going out to Darlington this weekend, I hope you have a good time. And if you're not, have a good time wherever you are, and I'll see you next week.